Oh, should Brigida be a no?
No.
Should Brigida become an in-game hero?
No. I'm gonna put option D.
Option D. What's option D?
Brigida.
Depends.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, is this another Ruby game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is gonna be
Oh man.
Ruby Rome this time.
It looks like
it
it. Yes,
was
yes.
EXP. Because this is for sure gonna be focused in the EXP lane. What does Netsky pick up? There's still the Moskov.
Moscow would be great. Yeah.
But
Moskov
there's a
Ranger matchup.
Bruno also. If they
I've
want
been
to
waiting for too long.
carry.
Not what I expected. Right. So we're still looking for that mid.
What is Sean gonna pick up?
People are saying Selena and Lilia, but I'm not sure, guys. They're going as crazy as Eudora right now.
Hey,
Dora.
Hey, it's Twisted.
wait. Someone say Gord.
Someone say Gord?
Somebody in the chat say Gord.
Yeah, why are you guys...
Aw.
No, it's Valentina.
Valentina.
Predictable, yeah. But it's,
Wait.
it's
I don't
fine.
know, man. Because like, what are you gonna take? Maybe the I'm offended. What else?
That's a good point.
Like what?
Not
Like,
much.
there's not that. But hey, if
Speedy
he
light
wants to
wheel.
live up, yeah.
Yang overturn.
If Sean wants to live up to being put in the S tier mage talk,
He has to win this.
Yeah,
You do it
he has
here.
to.
you show us.
Okay.
You show us what ultimate you're gonna take, Sean.
Even without a Valentina ult, what
Yeah.
can you do, right? What can Sean do here?
I think this is pretty tough for Twisted Minds to make work.
Yeah, it does feel a bit tricky, although I can picture Sean and Kaloy still being just as aggressive in the mid lane in the first few minutes, especially being the Valentina. You're going to be after all that XP, and you have that innate passive as well, which grants you that. So it's probably going to be the rotations that'll really
Welcome
matter.
to Mobile
They might-
Legends.
or what we might be seeing here is them trying to play around a certain lane and working around that instead of being too reliant here in the mid lane. Because I don't think you can do much with the Ruby against the Ruby Kagura. Anyway, like the Kagura is too hard to catch, and the Ruby will be there to always protect the Kagura either way.
Yeah, it's gonna spell vamp for days.
Yeah.
It's so hard to kill. I love it on Rome, but right now it's the question of what this mid lane duo, at least for Twisted, is gonna do or end up doing.
Are we seeing this right?
Yeah, we are.
They're still trying to invade. Yeah.
Still going for the invasion. No
Wow.
ultimates available. They're gonna go hard on Super Yoshi here, who can't even get out of harm's way. If you want to take out Ruby, very early on is when you do it, but they are still going with Kaloy and Lansu straight on the James' tail. Ryzen can't get the jungle properly here.
Wow.
They're getting disrupted so much.
Whoa, okay. So the
Oh, we're so
rotation
low.
wasn't towards any lane. It's towards the jungler.
This is what I'm saying about Twisted Minds, man. It feels like they're so in sync. People had a big question about them leading into the season. Well, I think they've answered in week 1, and now they're still answering it here so far in this day 2, because it seems like, again, these 4 guys who are used to playing together just play the same way, but then MP the King's doing his thing, and he's always been a really good kind of like leave MP to his own, and he's gonna make something happen. You know, like that's always been kind of his play style, and it fits so well in this lineup, this synergy for Twisted Minds.
Told ya.
Yeah. If you want to make MP do things, you got to disrupt Ryzen. You got to slow down Ryzen. You don't need to kill him.
No.
Just slow down his level earning, and the MP should get a pretty decent advantage, which he's doing right now.
It really depends everything. Oh, wait!
Yeah, they're chasing him down. Ryzen again. He's not even level 4, just getting it right here. And then he is getting punished so hard by Lansu right now. We are not seeing much stonks here unless Omega tried to go something crazy on this turtle. He will get it, and Ryzen will get it with Retribution. That's a kill on the MP the King as well. James is still jumping in with the Infernal Pursuit, and I think they will be able to make it out here. But look at that. Trying to make a re-engagement happen since Netsky has just arrived.
That felt like a bit miscalculated.
Yeah, or misplayed.
For Twisted Minds. I get they were in control for majority of that turtle, but Omega can find so many ways to catch up. This is still a Lancelot jungler that we're talking about, and we saw just how he decided to pierce through the members of Twisted Minds who were supposedly blocking their way. That was Kaloy jumping in, knocking up multiple members with the title strike, but I feel like he just offered a path, a means to puncture his way, or for Ryzen to puncture his way through the objective.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that time he didn't.
Just when you were like talking it up as well.
Yeah.
Those are Brigada Twisted Mind sounds, by the way. Like her mind is twisted at this point.
Those are the
It sounds like
neurons
the cat.
firing.
It
Yeah.
sounds like the cat. But yeah.
You're gonna see Brigada spinning later, guys.
When you just hit that, what happened? Mind, it's like it's Brigada spinning around,
I
but
don't know. Ryzen, with all the tools he had, couldn't even make it out of that one.
Nah.
That's crazy.
that's how you lock it down, though. You got to be able to lock down this Lancelot. But like you guys mentioned, there is a point to this where the Lancelot is still going to be valuable, even if you delay him out. You can see like he's not falling too far behind. He's focusing on the farm, trying to get there, because that's one thing. Even if it comes to the objective contest, Lancelot's always a threat. Just like Hayabusa. Hayabusa can technically do the same thing, but I think now you have to start to see where MP decides to actually utilize the Hayabusa, because I feel like even earlier on, he could have used the shadow kill. He decided not to, and then they got punished for that turtle. So I think it just looks like they want to fight. Here he uses it.
MP's getting very early on, uses shadow kill, pushes Haji back. I don't think he's gonna want to re-engage with that low of HP as well. But look at James, he's up on front, he's chasing up Kaloy, and I think Omega still wants to make something out of this one. Netsky with pretty good DPS here. Great knock up on the free. Nausha still kiting and diving in the profile right now, but Lansu's gonna get taken out right away. Sion as well. Not gonna be long for this world, and that is a very clear Omega win.
Okay, I think the question of... Oh, I punched the mic. I think the question of damage is slowly being a problem for Twisted Minds here, especially with Valentina. Oh, Nausha!
Yeah, they're jumping in Nausha. There's just no way out of that one. For the Granger, Omega is capitalizing very well. They're in the goal lead break.
Yeah, if we would recall the team fight that happened just now, MP the King clearly nearly got the kill on Haji, but there was this well-timed flicker, and that flicker just cancels out, especially if you use it in the right direction, cancels out the Oki Shadow kill overall. So that's what Haji was able to accomplish, already taking away the ultimate, but oh my goodness, is this a kill?
Good
Is this a kill?
MP the King still flexing what he can do here on that Hayabusa. Super Yoshi and Haji were already on the way to the Shadow. They knew he was going to come back.
Yay!
Luckily, it's going to be able to dodge out of that one as well. Dodging out of the I'm Offended. So
Yeah.
overall, still pretty safe for Twisted, but Omega definitely have caught up.
Yeah, I think when the team fights tend to last a bit more longer than they should,
Yeah.
Twisted Minds might be at a slight disadvantage, because Omega, overall, they have a lot more skills to spam. We were just talking about even looking at Haji and just him throwing out his umbrella, and he's currently 2-0, so that could be a lot of damage that you would expect from him. And overall, James, I don't think Twisted Minds are able to completely deal with him as of this moment. And so whenever James decides to go in with the Infernal Pursuits, it really breaks the formation of Twisted Minds overall. I think they need to communicate a bit more, because we're so used to seeing MP the King do all these individual plays, especially on heroes like this, such as the Hayabusa. But if it doesn't result into a successful pickoff similar to what happened earlier with Haji, then they might need a bit more time to regroup and not just constantly force the fights, even when they know that it's not entirely as favorable for them anymore.
Yeah, this is one of the things where they're at this point in the game where it's kind of difficult to deal with that tankiness that Smart Omega has between the Phoveus and even for Super Yoshi's Ruby. So, like, we're trying to see where are the windows at here for Twisted Mind's composition, because that's what.
Oh my goodness, Ryoshi already using that concealed. Will not be able to walk out at least without a hurt here. Lansu, that's on the back. Super Yoshi goes down. And now the chase is going on. Netsky, oh my goodness. That is going to be a big chunk of damage removed from Omega.
That's what I was saying. The windows they're playing into. MP, that's so close.
Okay.
Got to choose his fight wisely, but they do get the turtle. But that's what I was saying. The windows of Twisted Minds, they have to find those. And if that means from Super Yoshi whiffing the flicker, I'm offended, and then being caught out, then punish there. And that's exactly what they do. So it's still a little bit of a lead for Smart Omega, but Twisted Minds find themselves the objective. They'll put pressure on the purple, but Smart Omega is there to make sure that Ryzen gets it. And so we're back to it, but there's some fight there for Twisted Minds.
Yeah.
Big fight here for Twisted Minds. I think at this point, MP the King, he's just flexing. He kind of knows he's at a very good advantage, especially XP-wise. So that's why he can do a lot of these things. But again, how long can he just keep doing this, though? Because Netsky is catching up slowly.
Yeah, it was really great for Twisted Minds that they got Netsky in that last team fight, because if not, he would have been a huge problem by now. Oh, but James all alone!
Here comes that big, insane conceal coming in from Twisted. Already used it, take out James. It's going to be a 4v5. Lanzu's still up on front. Where's the backup game calling in right now? And there's gonna, I'm offended. That is why you pick up that Ruby, but some pretty good damage from MP, making it pretty close to the chest, but they're going to be able to survive. That's 4 down for the Mines.
Super Yoshi! He decided to reserve that I am offended for when Haji was able to lay out the yin-yang overturn. So multiple members of Twisted Minds felt the damage during the second phase of the yin-yang overturn, and not to mention how the rest of the members of Smart Omega were just able to keep themselves alive, relying on Super Yoshi and his capability to just protect his teammates, to protect Netsky, even despite that really well-timed Ogi Shadow kill. If you would look at the instant replay here, Super Yoshi was just trying to hold Lanzu down, but 3 members got caught in that yin-yang overturn. And even when the Ogi Shadow kill was over, you see him timing those skills well enough so MP the King could not escape, and Smart Omega were able to deal with him.
Yeah, great team fighting there in response to what happened earlier for Smart Omega, now getting themselves a good, healthy lead. This will lead into this first Lord coming up here. So Twisted Minds, how do they respond to this? I don't know, man. I think our big question mark for this lineup from Twisted Minds was in the draft. It was the Valentina. So far, we really haven't been able to see much from Sean.
No value at all.
There's not much value because, again, who do you take for an ultimate? And then even so, you're seeing Ryzen kind of dancing all over the back line of Twisted Minds, and they haven't been able to really cover that ground. That's the problem here, because you're either trying to initiate with Kalea or, Lantu's jumping on forward. They're going to be forced to possibly fight here.
Okay, they're going to try to make something out of Kaloy's Tsunami Slam here, but looks like the Omega members are tough enough to survive at least one full combo. But Lanzu going to be, again, it's Netsky going down. Like 70% of the damage here for Omega. What is Omega going to do here?
Lantu
Going to have to make it out.
still dancing on him.
Oh my gosh.
Still dancing in the back. Ryzen is very healthy. I don't think they want to contest that right here. But Nakshiesszzz is also going to start hurting here on that Granger.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness, where did that come from? MP the King with a kill for the back. James so low as well. Lanzu again, no one can really answer this guy. This monster in the middle of everything. James, Ryzen, he'll do a superhero maneuver. No, the Tsunami Slam was there to save the day for Twisted.
Whoa, Lanzu started the whole thing, leading the charge on the Esmeralda, and now we'll get Twisted Minds back into this game, demolishing that 3K gold lead that Smart Omega had, and now they got the Lord. They'll get more.
I could vividly remember how badly Lanzu wanted to prove himself again now that he got the opportunity to return to MPL. And clearly he's showing us that now, being one of the biggest reasons as to why Twisted Minds were able to find their way back into this game. In multiple occasions as well, I would say Kaloy has been very commendable in his use of the Kalea. Again, not too far from what we saw from him in game number 1. It's a very defensive Kalea that's seemingly meant to just protect his teammates. Those perfectly timed Tsunami Slams or even Tidal Strikes just to momentarily disrupt Smart Omega already means so much for those members of Twisted Minds who just need a bit of time to escape, because if you look at their lineup overall, they have decent mobility to rely on. They have dashers in Nausha, especially Sean. So as long as he's able to offer that, Twisted Minds are able to fight back.
There it is.
So far, it's beautiful. They're looking at it so well, especially on Kaloy's side. Conceal already used up here, and the Lord gonna do a big chunk of damage in that turret. I don't know if they want to fight this right now.
They want to get that turret. They should be able to get this. It is a red treat, but that base turret in the bottom lane will go down. That might be all Twisted Minds gets unless they can push in one more turret. But again, you got to respect the damage that Smart Omega has. That's one thing. Also, not getting caught out from an I'm offended from Super Yoshi. So looks like off of that, Twisted Minds will just get that one base turret. But now, where does Smart Omega go from here? Where do they adjust into this next kind of objective fight. But even before that, they might just force a fight. That's what we're seeing with both the teams on the side.
In terms of fighting, Lansu is huge in these fights. I cannot believe how long he is lasting. I guess we just forgot how strong Esmeralda can really be, especially if there's like no straight up counter to it.
There is only, I think, Super Yoshi who can also try and stop him in his tracks. But if you were Super Yoshi, you'd feel a bit torn between who you want to reserve your skills for, because at any moment MP the King could also go in, but you also need to stop Lansu every now and then.
Kaloy's gonna go in your face.
Yeah, Kaloy's gonna go in your face. So positioning is gonna be very crucial. Super Yoshi is gonna play a crucial role in this game, but fortunately for Haji, he's 303. It's a really good stat line. He's in a good position. Netsuki, though, might be the problem. Lansu is so keen on getting access towards Netsuki. He's been doing it consistently.
As we say in the Philippines, he's very giggle for either Netsuki or like Ryzen here. So I do not want to get in the way of that Esmeralda.
Yeah, especially when the shield is stacked up there. You saw the I'm Offended play from Super Yoshi thrown out, but won't find it. Lord is up now, so Twisted Minds playing into this. Even more tanky now for Lansu. Picks up the Anti Grass. So Smart Omega, they have to approach this pretty carefully, knowing that Lansu's just providing vision and he's going to be shielded up. Like, he's going to be tanky enough himself where he can just go ahead and do that. You know, even if it's 1 versus 4 or 3 or 5 even, I think he's going to be fine for the most part. So, and he's still got to Purify as well. So he plays that front mark for Twisted Minds. They won't fully commit to the Lord, though, just in case they have to deal with Super Yoshi setting things up. They don't want to get caught in a choke point either, especially with Hachi, like we're going to mention, on this Kagura.
Wait, James is already half HP though.
Yeah, there's a lot of HP already for James. Here comes the dive in. Kaloy already gonna get taken out very, very quickly here. That's a 4v5 happening right now for Twisted. They're still fighting here. There goes that Shadow Kill in the back, taking out James as well. That's gonna be a good trade. Sean is gonna be chased out. Again, not really much that Valentina can do against that Ryzen. Lancelot. Now it's 3v4. What's it gonna be? Twisted.
I think Lancey's good enough to delay them, though, even though they got 2 members of Twisted down. I don't think Smart Omega can commit to the Lord.
Why are they still going at it? Twisted is really crazy.
Haji also, he just decided to clear the waves up top. Earlier, it could have been an escape for Sean. He decided to use the IMU for the Phantom Execution, but the response was just too quick from Ryzen. Okay, Twisted Minds are still trying to go for it.
They are rushing it. They are bum rushing this board right now. Nice hold coming in from Omega, but there's just no space for the retribution for MP. And that's going to be, I think they should go back, but looks like they want to go for a fight. Putting in the low, Super Yoshi and Haji and Netsuki. They're low, they're running. And here comes James. Just in the nick of time to save his teammates.
Ooh, a little off on the timing there, but good for Smart Omega to go ahead and grab the objective. They do need it to march towards the base of Twisted.
If only Ryzen was not able to use the Thorn Rose there. Or if he didn't have the Thorn Rose there, then it could have been a kill for MP the King. It could have been easier for them to deal with this Lord once again. But for now, it's Smart Omega who gets their hands on the Lord. And Twisted Minds will have to play defense again. So somehow, it's still hard to say what can come out of this game because both teams are just equally fighting back. And despite the disadvantages we've been mentioning or the struggles that we've opened about the lineup of Twisted Minds, they constantly find their way around it. Maybe just not allow Kaloy to get taken out first.
Yeah, there's the charge in from the Lord. Is this base turret fine?
Wait a second. Flicker already used by Kaloy here, and that's going to be turret going down. James is low, but he has immortality, so he should be fine. And so far, that's going to be inhibitor for inhibitor, mid and bottom for Omega.
Yeah, if only he was also able to bait out the flicker from Super Yoshi, but it was just the I am offended. Oh, Lansu gets bursted down too.
Whoa, how do you burst down Esmeralda that much? Well, they're gonna take this opportunity. There's a small window. No Esmeralda means it's gonna be a pretty good team fight here for Omega, but Ryzen, he's actually in pretty decent shape. They're dancing under the tower here, and Netsuki is just having a field day free hit as well, but MP the King says, no, I'm gonna take your back line, and I'm gonna do it again. Looks like he's gonna be able to make it out, and that could be Nosha with a triple kill on that Granger again.
Netsuki still has the Purify. He should be fine, but man, the winner crown earlier from Nakshiesszzz was so good. Bought enough time because the win chant was used by Netsuki, and it kept everybody there. And even so, it's still a close battle,
Yeah.
but man, they're still in it.
Those are stacks that Naksha got on the Granger, on the Sky Piercer. And if only the basic attacks from Netsky didn't catch up to MP the King, Twisted Minds could have potentially made a lot more out of this win, out of this successful team fight that they were able to accomplish. We're looking at the instant replay here. Ryzen was really able to distract the backlines here for some moment, and Lansu did a spectacular job at holding out the other members as well, but Super Yoshi, he's just too reliable as well. It's just that they cannot get left in that kind of position again where they lose out on so many members, because it'll be just so much easier for Twisted Minds. And we saw it happen in that previous team fight.
Yeah, so now, you know, Naksha switched up to the Immortality. Over here, Netsky picked up the Rose Gold. This is going to be interesting because that item swapping does come into play, especially now in this portion of the game. And this could be big too. If Super Yoshi can get a pull, he doesn't have the flicker for about 15 seconds.
They revealed themselves.
Yeah, they revealed. And also, Sean doesn't have an ultimate yet, so this has been a lot of the ways of, you know, how do they use this Valentina. They might be forced into a fight here. It looks like Smart Omega will give it a go, but look where the rest of the crew is going.
Ooh. Sneaky, sneaky.
They're going to try to make a play here.
Yeah, they gotta make something happen here, I think. Half HP right now. There's a conceal popped already. Who's gonna be a target? It looks like Kaloy's the one they're going hard on, and he's gonna be taken out pretty easily. Everything from the back line, and that's gonna be Sion going down as well. Sean not gonna be able to make anything. It looks like it's looking like a Twisted Minds wipeout. It is gonna be MP the King very low. At least that's gonna be 3 down. Omega says, you know what, guys? We can go ahead and finish this.
Yeah, it took a bit more time. MP the King, he was trying to find the right opportunity to go in, but he wasn't able to find it.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to do some damage. He's trying to cut the waves. He's doing his very best. He's running, he's gunning. Kakashi, run for the hills. And that's gonna be him just baiting him out and delaying just enough for the rest of Twisted to come back.
He bought enough time with the shadow kill. He'll go and take the orange buff, but they're gonna have to find themselves on the defense here. Once the rest of Twisted Minds is up, what a great game here, past the 20-minute mark for Game 2.
Yep, great decision making from both sides. MP the King also picks up the orange buff, and I feel like if it weren't for James responding at that moment, he could have tried ending it there as well.
Yeah.
But fortunately, he made it. He was able to deal with the waves. There's also a Winter Crown pickup for James already. I think Twisted Minds needs to watch out for that because he could potentially bait out a couple of skills. But Twisted Minds, I feel like they're playing that game too. They're trying to bait out things. Oh my gosh!
Oh, if only that was only Haji, but no. He got right in here, but he's gonna be able to take it out as well. Look at Haji, he's making a run for it. It's MP the King with a 2v1 and he wins out. The cleanup crew here is just too much here, but look at that. That's gonna be 2 down for Omega. How are they gonna make this fish work?
Oh, just let MP do MP the King things, but can the team defend? Even with an advantage right here, 2 down for Smart Omega, they still have the Lord to push in.
Yeah. They'll have more than enough space to deal with the Lord. And if Omega does not back out now, Twisted Minds will definitely go for a fight. And so Smart Omega respects that. And this buys enough time for Twisted Minds yet again. We have to take a look at that instant replay.
I hope we see a slow-mo here or something. That's nuts.
Those were moves. that
MP is doing work.
Look at that! Look at that! It was spread out even with some minions. But the damage was enough.
It was like already mitigated by a minion.
Yeah.
That's how much damage
2
everything
minions.
has.
I think that was 2 minions.
Insane.
Woo. Again, MP just making, like, I mean, you got to think about it. From clearing the wave earlier on to getting that 2v1, he's bought enough minutes now for Twisted Minds to go ahead and readjust. But what it'll all lead down to is 40 minutes on that Lord, or 40 seconds on that Lord to come up, and it'll come down to a fight. But when we get to this portion of the game, it's also, you have to consider the fact of the defensive items being juggled around now is like the main thing to look at. And we've had our gold laners stick with some gold roses, and then they go to the Winter Crowns, and they go to the Immortalities. As I say that, Naksha picks up the Winter Crown. So this is the main thing. But even the last team fight, the Lord fight that we saw, Twisted Minds didn't play it right. Even when MP tried to join the fight, he was way too late. The team has already crashed down on. So that's one of the problems here, I feel like, for Twisted Minds' lineup. They got to be able to adjust to the team fight. Yes, they're making plays, you know, here and there across the map. He got stacks here for Naksha, but ultimately you got to be able to win that major fight, and this is now a much stronger Lord that they're going to have to deal with.
It's an evolved Lord that we're talking about, so if whoever gets it accompanies this Lord and tries to go for the siege, there's a very high chance that the defending team will find it difficult to pull off a successful defense.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, that team fight which happened in the previous Lord also happened after Omega revealed themselves. So it's just really them and Twisted Minds knowing that they can't pick a fight with Omega and their full resources. So how well are they going to be able to bait out one of those crucial resources from Smart Omega? Mainly looking at Super Yoshi, because Super Yoshi, he's been changing and dictating the tempo of the team fight so far.
Super Yoshi up on front, they're chasing Kaloy so much as well. So I don't feel really bad about Kaloy at this point.
Yeah.
He's getting taken down even before the fight starts.
Oh, are they going to fight this?
Yeah, big fight here as well. It's going to be Ryzen with that lore that you mentioned as well.
Oh!
But look at this. It's just HP bars going down
That's
one
two.
by one here from both sides. And that's going to be James with Immortality as well. And here comes those clutch moments that we are talking about. We can't even react at all. So many things happening at the same time, but it's a wipeout at the end for Omega.
Oh, wipeout Haji with a maniac. It looks so close there, but Smart Omega with the team fight, they'll get the dub. We're going to game 3.
And that's what's so